Hey, welcome to Cranky Sports Guy. We're going to get to some football picks here in a bit. Again, still not feeling up for typing a bunch, so we're just going to do this way. Before we get to the football picks, or actually whenever I decide to get around to them, I wanted to address something that happened this week. Now, here at Cranky Sports Guy, we try to keep it clean. If it's my opinion, I will tell you it's my opinion. It's not a fact. However, if it's a fact, I will try to back it up with statistics or videos that have not been taken down by the NFL because they don't have nearly enough money to let some small-time sports guy like me share a video showing one of their referees just obliterating a call. And so, good for them. So if it's an opinion, it's my opinion. If it's a fact, I try to put it out there as a fact. And something happened this week that I just really need to address. Now, before we get to this, I need to preface this with the fact that I believe you have the right to believe what you want to believe. I don't care about your politics. In this world, or at least in this country, we can believe in our own politics. If you want to lean right, lean right. If you want to lean left. That's fine. You are entitled to that. However, a book came out this week called Fire and the Fury by some cat named Michael Wolff, and it's supposedly about what goes on in the White House. I don't have an issue with that. I really don't. However, if it's fact, it's fact. It's fiction, it's fiction. And this one ends up under the non-fiction portion. They listed like on Amazon and at Barnes & Noble as non-fiction. The problem with this book is it has about a 4,000 word preamble to it stating that they can't verify some things and some things contradict some other things, and this we're not really sure. Well, it may or not have happened, and yet the author felt compelled to put this forward to this book, and at the end it's like, well, it's what I think happened, even though a lot of it contradicts itself. And so I'm going to state it as fact, and we're going to make it, a fact-based book about the White House. You can agree with the president. You can disagree with the president. What you can't do is explain fact or fiction and the gray area between the two. It either one or the other. And if you can't verify what you're writing, you can't put it down as fact. So what I have decided to do is Michael Wolff, the author of this book with the 4,000 word preface to it, stating that it may or may not actually be accurate, I have decided to do the authorized, completely factual biography of the author, Michael Wolff. I've written this book. It's already been published. We think it's already in the stores. It's called the massively non-verified biography of Michael Wolff, and I hope you enjoy it, because I realized after my last video that people really would rather not read and just listen. So I'm going to do my best Morgan Freeman audiobook of the unauthorized, authorized, completely factual biography of Michael Wolff. Now, here it is. There's the book. It just got published this week. Got my cliff notes in it. We're going to start off with the fact that Michael Wolff, his real name is not Michael Wolff. It's Herb Dingleshits. And the reason he changed it is by the 6th grade, he had his milk money stolen so many times that he has degenerative bone disease at this point of his life. Again, I can't verify that, but it's what I think happened, so it's fact. The poor guy literally has brittle bone. He takes 1 a day plus iron just to get out of bed in the morning. So here we go. This is called, I didn't know what to call it. I was going to call it 50 Shades of Crank, but then it would just sound like a biography of Charlie Sheen. So here we go. This is the completely factual biography of Michael Wolff, who wrote a completely factual version of the White House, which may or may not be factual. All right. Chapter 1. Michael Wolff, a.k.a. Herb Dingleshits, likes to molest squirrels. Okay. I interviewed a marmot who knew a raccoon that once met a squirrel that was molested by Michael Wolff. Granted, The raccoon was completely drunk on fermented pumpkin juice at the time, but when talking to the squirrel, he said, "I once had nuts in my mouth." So therefore, it's obviously Michael Wolff. Chapter 2. I think the Saints will beat the Vikings this weekend, because if I have to pick a quarterback in the playoffs between Drew Brees and Case Keenum, I'm going to go with the guy who's won a Super Bowl and not a guy who threw 60 passes a game at Texas Tech. Chapter 3. Michael Wolff once ignited his neighbor's cat on fire using duct tape and a Roman candle he bought illegally in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Again, these are based on witness reports, and by witnesses I mean absolutely nobody, and somehow the cat may have spontaneously exploded, but in case it didn't, we're going to blame Michael Wolff. Chapter 4. I really think the Eagles are going to lose to the Rams, and that pains me to say it because I loved watching the Eagles this week or this season, and I just think, again, if I'm putting up Matt Ryan versus whoever is quarterbacking the Eagles, and if they're not named Jaworski, I'm going to have to go with the Falcons. It really does hurt me to say that because I loved watching the Eagles this year. Chapter 5. Michael Wolff actually is responsible for the mudslides in California this week. Again, I don't have any firm evidence of it, but I heard that somebody there in one of the houses that got wrecked said the name Michael. Now, it may have been their kid, may have been their uncle, or it may have been the guy holding the camera phone. Either way, the word Michael was said, and I'm going to take that to mean Michael Wolff caused that massive destruction and loss of life because the word Michael was said. Okay? And this is journalism these days. I am now going to be on the bestseller list with my authorized factual biography of Michael Wolff because we literally have no standards anymore. Chapter 13. If the Patriots lose this week to the Titans, I will be the happiest man on the planet. It will not happen. So I will continue to be miserable because the Patriots are not going to lose to the Titans this weekend. Will not happen. Chapter 26, A New World. I just named it that because I had nothing better to do. In this chapter, Michael likes to adopt dogs from the local dog shelter and then sell them on the black market to people that like to tie dogs to the back of their cars. Again, this comes from a fourth-party source that said at some point some cat in Louisiana had drug a basset hound behind his F-150 and the word Michael came up or the possible word Wolf came up. So I'm going to tie it to him, and now he is responsible for dragging a basset hound to his death. What a scumbag this guy is. Granted, it's completely unverified, but in the world we live in, it is fact. Chapter 27. The Pittsburgh Steelers need to play. Who the hell are they playing this week? Oh, yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay. Blake Bortles won a playoff game last week. Granted, it was against the Buffalo Bills, who were just shocked to be there. And the reason they were shocked to be there is because Andy Dalton got him there. Basically, a quarterback who can't win a game in the playoffs for his own team managed to get another team into the playoffs with a clutch performance. So Blake Bortles is now 1-0 in the playoffs. And they're going to get smoked. The Steelers are going to roast them. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be horrible. So, again, we will end up with a Pittsburgh-New England AFC Championship game. Chapter 31. Michael Wolff likes to slap orphans. Chapter 32. Michael Wolff, at one point in time, went next door to his neighbor's house and took a dump in their barbecue because he wasn't invited to their barbecue. Granted, he had eaten a whole lot of walnuts earlier, so it did give their steak a nice smoky flavor. Chapter 71. In conclusion, we have no idea who Michael Wolff is. And granted, Michael Wolff has literally no idea what he just printed. But somehow it's on Amazon, and somehow it's going to be a bestseller, and people are going to buy it like it's fact, even though there is no way to corroborate most of it. So remember, rush out to your local Barnes & Noble and or get on Amazon and look for my book, Cranky Sports Guy, the unauthorized, authorized, unauthorized, non-verified, fact, fiction, fiction, fact, Michael Wolff biography. If this doesn't work, I'll just write another one with a completely different set of facts. Peeps, here's the deal, man. If you're going to state something as fact, make it a fact. If you're going to state something as your opinion, make it your opinion. But don't do both. You can't do that. It's crap. It really is. At least own up to what you're writing. And if you can't make it worthwhile, then just at least let people know that. In this case, Michael Wolff said, hey, I can't verify anything, but it's what I think happened, and still 1 million plus people are going to buy this thing and make it more money. By the way, Michael Wolff's real name is Herb Dingleshits. I'm the Cranky Sports Guy. Have a great week. Enjoy the games. We'll get together next week. We'll talk about the AFC and the NFC Championship games. I hope everything's well in your world. Peace, and have a great week.